What do you have to say to that?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because especially the ones that we call abstracts, like these ones, when you look at them, it's not the normal thing that you know or you see. So you want to think and you want to decipher. You want to try and figure out what it is. That calms you down. That enables you to think beyond the box. And then you become very tolerant. And all these are very good for you. So art, there was a time, even now it is still, that therapy is used to control growth problems in children. Okay. So really, art does that emotionally. It improves your emotional experience.
Well, art really does a lot for us. So how long have you been doing this?
Since I was a kid, but painting from Prempeh College, second year, that was around 2001. Then, 2001, and I've been painting since.
Oh, really? So what kind of paintings do you do?
I do acrylics, I do watercolor, I also do pastels and mosaics and a lot of things.
So is it self-taught or you were trained to do all this?
You are born with it, but then you develop the interest as you grow. And if you develop it well, you get it better. And so along the line to school, yes, you might have gotten some one or two things from your lecturers and teachers and people who come close to you. There will be some influence. So I've been influenced by certain people. My master at Prempeh College, Dr. Osaji Kumihini, who is currently the headmaster for Tuansi Secondary School, he did very well. He helped me and other people who also took me through the discipline, the art discipline.
This is just a sidetrack. Sometimes when you're watching movies, you hear people talking about Monets and some other artists and stuff like Leonardo da Vinci, those kind of people. Are any of such people, have they also influenced your art in any way?
Personally, I'm not an artist who really is influenced by other artists. Okay. Yeah, I admire them. I know they are good. I celebrate them. But I'm always into what I do. I try to find a path for myself. And it is evident in the work that I do. I didn't see this work anywhere before I started doing it. Maybe it may exist somewhere, but to me, it's unique.
Okay. And speaking about these unique pieces, I'm seeing something that's quite interesting. This Freedom and Justice, for instance. What can you tell me about it? How long did it take you to do this?
One took me 6 months. That is, if I add the drawing and everything, that is about 8 months. And it's done using the block printing technique, okay, where you cover the negative areas. The negative areas are the areas that you do not want the paint to affect. And then the positive areas are the areas that you want the paint to be affected. So I did this to give a message to my nation that we can get there, but we will need to be pragmatic. Mm-hmm. We will need to build it up slow, because this was done by building it slowly. It's putting emphasis on each box, and at the end of the day, you get a holistic work.
But it seems like from the way you're talking, looks like it was done manually, if I should say it like that. Yeah. Because nowadays you have a lot of digitization. Doesn't that slow you down in terms of producing work for maybe your clients and stuff like that?
Yeah, it does. It does. Evolution Studios, we are more into the quality. We don't look at the finance, even though we are into money. But we want to leave a legacy to the world. So we are more concerned of what we do. This way, you get it very thick. And so you can even feel the paint. It's more like I modeled the paint. So this is like a low relief sculpture work. So it's not just a painting, it also qualifies to be a sculpture work because it's low relief. You can feel it moving away from the background.
So what can you tell me about the one right in front of us?
Yeah, the Otumfo.
Yes.
Yeah. When I was in school at Prempeh College, there was this question that one of my masters, Mr. Emmanuel Nti, said that the African chief is a walking gallery, discuss. And when I heard that, I said, wow, one day I would like to make a painting of that. And so...
wait, can you say that the African chief is a walking gallery?
The African chief is a walking gallery, discussed. It was a question that, according to him, came in one of the A-level exams. So when I heard that, I said, wow. So I decided now to use His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II as the theme for my work. And so this will be the African king is a walking gallery. And the painting is doing the discussion.
So how long did it take you to do this one, for instance?
It's also about 5 months.
5 months.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The chain, you could even put your finger through the holes in the chain.
Which chains?
The orange one, the one on your left. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just bear with me for a moment. Let me just.
No, not that one.
This one's yeah. So it actually feels like chains and stuff like. Okay. So okay. So what can you tell me about? Yes, this is the founder. How do you call it, of Ghana and all that? If I may say that, people have been arguing about that for a while. So So this one, what can you say about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah?
Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, to me, he's the face of Africa, and he's been very good to us. He helped us in a lot of ways. This work, I title it The Artist. He is an artist. If you really observe him and his way of doing things, he's an artist. When I saw this, I said, wow, this is the artist. So let me produce something about the artist. And I quite remember when my dad passed on, and I was going through some bad times. I had an imagination. It was an imagination. And then the imagination is like a junction where the living meets the dead. And I was supposed to meet my old man, my father, but he didn't show up. And Sajifu showed up. And then he said, I was talking plenty and he wasn't bothered. But there was one thing that moved him when I talked about African unity and the fact that still we haven't been able to go to where we should have been. And then he said that the development of Africa is not complementary to the questions of whether or when Africa should unite. For there is no better way to rebuild Africa than to reclaim the number of all the unpredictable times that we have foolishly passed to the grave prematurely. That is imaginatively the message that I got. And so when I look at the painting and I consider, and I see that the man is still looking nervous, he's still trying to figure out something. What really is the problem? Yeah. And that is about this.
Maybe the problem is the Galamsey economy, because you know the expose has been released and a few people have been fired already. So you know that maybe things aren't going as right as they should. So looking at all this, I understand you have an exhibition coming up. Yeah. What can you tell us about that?
The exhibition is going to be exclusive. We've already sent some of the works to the Museum and Monument Board, that is the National Museum, and then that will be on Friday, this coming Friday, at 5 p.m. And then I would urge everybody to come. You are coming to see a lot of things, and everything here that is a mystery to you will be penetrated on that day.
Okay. So Museum and Monuments Board, 5 p.m. this Friday. Okay. So Michael Addae, the artist, is inviting you to the Museum and Monuments Board this Friday at 5 p.m. So you come and view all this for yourselves. It's looking through another world. I would just like to give him 30 seconds, give us his final words, and then we wrap up over here.
Viewers, I would urge you all to please come. And for those of you who I may not be able to send formal invitation, please accept this as a formal invitation. And please do well to come, because when you come, you are promoting the Evolution Studios, you are promoting me, you are promoting the art, and you're also helping build a good economy, because if we have a strong art base, it will bring foreigners and it will help our city, which is already not doing well. And there are so many things that we are it's going to improve your emotional intelligence. Art is very good. That is why in the advanced countries, they spend time and they go for exhibitions and all of that. So please, let us make it a point to attend. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you all.
So Michael has said it all, arresting the cedi and all that, making sure it doesn't depreciate. This cedi versus dollar fight, who knows how we can all solve it. So there you have it, keeping an eye through the eyes of an artist. There is also Michael Addae, is an art exhibitor, an entrepreneur, and a painter. He'll be showing his works at the Museums and Monuments Board this Friday at 5 p.m. So make it a point to be there. So this conversation has been brought to you by Kanket CJ Gabra, and I'd like to hand over back to you, Kafui, in the studio.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to that penetratively explosive exhibition that he was talking about. Was he watching our sex and pregnancy conversation? I don't even know, but that was great. Mr. Addae, thanks a lot. Jay, keep your eyes here for on what's going on, because we are celebrating quite a few interesting people, all women, by the way. So our winners from the GJ Awards, we're going to be celebrating them shortly: Peggy Amadonko and Beatrice Senaju, and then we celebrate a lady, Edwina Ankumase, first female psychiatric nurse